realize that how you take care of yourself is going to make a big difference in how well and easily money comes to you. Now, there are a lot of different pieces to it, but definitely how you take care of yourself is part of it.
Welcome to GMP, the Great, Glorious, and Glamorous, aka the Going North Podcast. I'm your host, best-selling author, and certified self-leadership trainer with the John Maxwell team, Dom Brightman. And this is the podcast where authors from around the world help you realize that success is tangible. You'll leave with at least one new tip of inspiration or information or even motivation every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Now let's get on with the show. And today on the highlight reel builder for authors known as the Going North Podcast, we got another super special, awesome human for you today, my friends, a fellow Virgo, y'all, fellow Virgo, and not just any Virgo, because this wonderful lady right here, she's an internationally recognized certified astrologer, a first for this podcast, who specializes in helping business and economic astrology. And she also has a BA degree with honors in economics. So go figure. And to put the icing on the cake, she has over 15 years of industrial sales and marketing experience with both small businesses and corporations. And she's been listed in a whole bunch of wonderful, random, awesome books like The Who's Who in America and The Who's Who in the World, with over 30 years of experience in the wonderful world of astrology. So let's give it up for Miss MG herself, the one, the only, Madeline Gerwick. How you doing today, Madeline?
Doing great, and I'm very happy to be here.
Woo. Happy to have you here indeed. My goodness, yesterday it's always a first for the show, the first ever certified astrologer, and you've been doing it for years. You kind of got your black belt in this, I imagine.
Yes, I have. And it's actually a great pleasure for me to be doing business astrology because there are a lot of many uses for business astrology that help people to be much more successful. And it's not a very well-known type of astrology. There's not very many of us in the entire world that do business astrology or economic astrologies. So we're a small group and kind of a tiny voice in comparison to just individual or personal astrology. But I also do personal astrology, of course, because businesses are made up of people. So, it's kind of a group situation.
Oh yeah, that's right. A group indeed, group indeed. So my goodness, so what led you to picking up or at least becoming an astrologer? Because that's not an everyday thing. I've heard the story once before, but I'm sure my listeners haven't yet.
Well, I actually, a long time ago when I was in college, I was waiting tables and this guy came in and he probably watched me for 10 minutes and he said, "I bet you're a Virgo." Well, I am a Virgo, right? And of course, this guy was, he was trying to angle for a date. And I took the bait, and he had this book that you could look up yourself in. You could look up your birthday and read about yourself in this book. It had little paragraph numbers, and you could go look at the certain paragraphs. So I did go on that date. I looked up myself. I looked up every family member, and I couldn't believe how accurate it was. And I went, I have got to know how this works. And that was the beginning of a long journey. So when I finished my degree in economics and spent a long time in business, what I discovered is that there really was a real need for some type of tool so that people could know good days and times to do important activities in business. And so I developed my good timing guide. And it's just color coded. You don't have to know any astrology. It just tells you if it's a good day to start something new, or if it's going to be rough on communications or good, or if it's going to be a money day when people want to spend their money, etc. And or if it's a good day for contracts or investing, etc. So I put that out every year. I started that in 1997. It's progressed quite a bit now. And so I still do that. And I do custom timings for people, and I look at their business charts or their personal charts to figure out what the next steps are for a business or the person. And so there's quite a variety of different things that I do. And people can ask questions like, should I hire this person? Should I make this investment? Release this building, etc. And it's easy to get a good answer for something like that from the universe. And then you've got backup maybe for your intuition. Well, a lot of people have a gut feel one way or the other, but they just want to know, does the universe agree with them? you know, and sometimes things look good on paper. In other words, things might pencil out well, but there may be some other extenuating factors that make it not so good. And I get those situations too, and we can see all of that. If you're going to buy a property, for example, you might not want the situation to include, a sewer line that needs to be replaced or something like that. You see, some things are harder to identify even with an inspection. So astrology has got very good tools for helping people with a variety of different issues or challenges.
Oh yeah, that's right. Especially as challenges indeed. So my goodness. So basically getting hit on and letting that lead you to become an astrologer, and then basically developing all these tools over the past few decades and really becoming a freaking powerhouse and helping businesses. Like what helped you make the transition, or in this case, in addition to basically be a business astrologer, in addition to being a personal astrologer, because that's a rarity nowadays.
When I was in the process of trying to make that changeover, one of the Batman movies came out. And, I think that was the one where there was both the Robin and the woman that he loved. And he had a choice between, choosing to save one or the other, and he managed to save both. And the message I got from that was about integration, that it was important to integrate the two things that I really liked the most, which was astrology and business. And so I decided that that was the right path, was to integrate. Now, one of the things that happens, of course, when you're making a sizable amount of money in a corporate job, and then you're going to transition out to essentially nothing, at least while you're starting, right? It's actually a fairly terrifying situation in a certain sense. And another movie that happened when I was in the process was the one about the Raiders movie, where he was looking for the Holy Grail. And he gets to the point where he has to go across this abyss to get to the Holy Grail. And there's nothing there. There's no way he can possibly jump it. But he remembers this picture of walking across the rainbow, right? And he steps out into the abyss, and the bridge appears under his feet. Now, what's the message with that? He had to choose first. He had to choose to step out first, and then the universe supported him. So that is a message that I actually dreamed that scene about 50 times in one night and realized, oh, guess what? You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to take the leap of faith. That was the whole point of that movie, was about the leap of faith. So that is something that is important to know, is that many times you may have a great idea, but it's going to require you to take that leap of faith. And it's important to know that the universe will be there to support you. And in our book, Money is an Energy Game, that is actually one of the big points, is that you have to trust that the universe is there to support you. And if you believe that only you can bring in the money and you have no help, essentially, the universe isn't supporting you, then you're really limiting the universe. It can't really support you in the way that, would be desirable. Because if you believe it can't, it can never deliver to you anything that you don't believe. So if you don't trust that the universe will help you and assist you, it can't do it. And so it's very important to have that faith and to trust that the universe really does want to support your every intention. It's a very basic part of prosperity, and because you can't really create anything that you don't trust. So
That's powerful right there. You can't create anything you don't trust. Like that's so powerful right there 'cause it's so darn true. And
yeah.
it's really interesting that dream you had that had appeared to you 50 times in one night. Heck, even one of our past guests, like one of her books was titled Listen to Your Dreams. So you actually listened to your dreams, and here you are now.
And here I am now. That's right. And that was in 95. So it's been a while since I became a full-time astrologer. And when I started, I thought, oh, shoot, I'll probably never work more than 30 hours a week because, who's going to use an astrologer? But all I did was put a small ad in the yellow pages, and I had a lot of people call me up, and I wrote an article for one of the alternative newspapers, and they put it on the front page, and I had 200 people call me on that, and that launched me. So after that, and probably about 2 months into it, I had a company hire me to write a sun sign column, and that took 2 hours a day. It replaced 50% of my income.
Oh,
So that was, so there are a lot of different ways you see that you don't really know how things will unfold. And shortly after that, I wrote the Good Timing Guide. And then after that, somebody asked me to write the Complete Idiot's Guide to Astrology, which I did, and along with another co-author. And then it just kept unfolding from there. So you don't know, like, why would somebody choose me over someone who had been a full-time astrologer for 30 years? I have no idea why that happened. I only know that it showed up in my chart that I would have books to publish, and I did. so so that was just the way it worked out. But there's never any clear necessarily path. You might say, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but there's so many ways to get to X, Y, and Z. And it's good to be open to all the different possible ways that that can happen, rather than, oh, here's my plan from A to Z. And you might not get that far down that plan and then discover that something isn't working the way you expected. So it's better to just let the universe show you, here's the best and easiest way to do it. Just put your intention out there and ask the universe to bring you the right tools and people and solutions and pathway.
oh yeah, definitely can say that again. Indeed, like basically be a partner with the universe. Indeed, that's right. That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. It's looking out for you in more ways than one.
Oh, absolutely. We don't realize how many ways that it's looking out for us. So it's important to know what your intention is. And the important thing to know about intention is that whatever you're telling somebody in the way of a story, oh, woe is me, XYZ happened, the universe thinks that you intend to have more of that. And so it sends you more of that. So it's important to realize that whatever you're saying or telling other people, the universe thinks that that is your intention. And it will just continue to send you the same type of stories, or same type of experiences, I should say, as what you just told in your story. So it's a good idea to really think about how you word things and to end, if you did have a terrible thing happen, end the story with something that says, and because of that, I'm going to do XYZ and we're going to have a great solution to this, or something of that nature, something positive that you want to come out of it, so that your positive intention is the last thing that you talk about.
Yeah, that's right indeed. That's right indeed. You're so right about being careful how we word things indeed. I forgot. I think it might have been James Redfield where he mentioned like the power of declarative prayers. Like instead of just really asking for really what you want, like just declaring that it's already been done for you.
Yes, yes, that's correct. One of our top tools that we like to use a lot is known as workshopping. And it was brought in by Esther Hicks via Abraham. This tool has never failed. You can use it for anything. You can make money with it. I've brought in thousands of dollars. I've managed to get a house with it. I've managed to we saved somebody's house from a fire. There's a lot health. You can create health. You can do a lot of different things. You can create anything with it. Create solutions. So it's a simple task. It's a simple, easy tool to use. It only takes 68 seconds minimum per day. And you can do it in increments of 17 seconds. So this is barely over a minute a day that's required to do it successfully. And basically you're going to think about when you are in high energy, when you were happy, you were excited, you were joyful. Get yourself in that energy again, remembering that experience or any number of experiences that you've had. And once you're in that energy, then you want to be thanking the universe for having already provided whatever it is. And you need to use the words for having already provided. And the reason you want to use that is because you are always here in the present moment. When you ask for something, you're expecting it in the future, but you are never going to arrive in the future. You're always in the present moment. So you want to have that arrive in the present moment. And so you must use the words for having already provided. And you want to feel absolutely joyful that it's already there. So you want to put in some details of what you want and the essence of what you want. I had a assistant one time who wanted furniture for a house she was moving into. And so the universe did not deliver to her money. It delivered to her furniture. One of her clients gifted her a whole bunch of furniture because he was moving into a small place. So she got a bunch of furniture, you see. And things can come to you in ways that you may not have any idea how that can happen. If she had gone out and bought all that furniture, it probably would have been $5,000 or at least 3,000. So she didn't need to get the money. She needed the furniture, and that's what she got. You see. So, and if you have a deadline by which you want something to arrive, you have to put that in there. You have to tell the universe, hey, I need it by XYZ time, and this is really important for XYZ. So you have to put all those details in, and then you have to trust that the universe will deliver it. And you need to take action on your messages. Now, I'm not talking about emails and voicemails. I'm talking about your messages from the universe. You need to take action. When you hear a message from the universe or see a message from the universe, etc., you should go and take that action. And that is leading you down the path to getting what you wanted. So a good example was when we were starting Polaris, my company, we needed a phone system. And the phone system we had planned on, it turned out, was not going to work. And we only had 3 weeks to solve this problem. So, and the supposed solution was 3 times more expensive than the one we had planned on. So that was not a good situation. So my partner and I, we sat there and we thanked the universe for having already provided the perfect solution. Now that was 6 o'clock on a Friday. And probably about an hour later, I had a message in my head, call so and so. He knows about this stuff. So I called so and so. By then it's 7 or 7:30 on Friday night. He answered the phone and he knew exactly what we needed, which was like a virtual phone system. He went and found one for us and recommended it. And we signed up for it the following week. And voila, we had it solved for less money than what we would have paid for our original system. So there are a lot of things that we don't always recognize as a message, but if we were paying attention to the universe talking to us, we'll know, oh, I know I was supposed to do XYZ. And if you don't do XYZ, it doesn't work out as well. And then the other thing to remember is that you need to always, you see, what's going on is your last thought is what you're creating to. You're always creating to your last thought. So if you think to yourself later, you think, oh gosh, how's this going to work? I don't see that working out at all. That's crazy. This is not going to happen in time and blah, blah, blah. So when you're in that boat, you just want to cancel clear all those negative thoughts and substitute something like, of course the universe wants me to have XYZ. Of course the universe wants me to find an easy solution to this, right? If that's your last and final thought about it, the universe will deliver it. But if you have thanked the universe for it and then you've basically said, oh, this isn't going to work, you've basically put your foot on the brake and told the universe not to send it. So you want to be consistent. You want to make sure that you're giving a consistent message to the universe. Yes, I want that. Please deliver it. And thank you for having already delivered it. Right. So that's really one of the key pieces to ensuring that you can easily create whatever you want. And I've had thousands of dollars come to me quickly within days using that tool.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She gave the arm and the hammer, y'all. I'm telling you, that's right. That's right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And the beautiful thing about it is, my goodness, your fabulous book with your tag team partner Peg. That's only one of what, 123 total tools, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it's well over 100 tools. Yeah, and techniques. And Peg is a feng shui expert. And she has written a great chapter in there on how to create more money and wealth and prosperity using your space by noticing your space. Whenever you have clutter, like paper piles or, stuff hanging around on the floor in boxes or, just piles of stuff on your desk or table, whatever, your bookshelves are all kind of wonky. Whenever you have clutter, that basically is stuck energy and it's preventing you from getting more of what you want. So you want to eliminate clutter. And we actually, Polaris Business Guides has a program from PEG for the paper piles and clutter release. And these are emotional freedom and healing releases. The book itself comes with a free emotional freedom and healing release for prosperity. And PEG does this very excellent release for money and prosperity, because what goes on is our beliefs, our thoughts, they get basically encoded into our cellular body. And because of that, we frequently hold fear or anxiety or stress in the cells of our body. And the vibration that we're sending out to the universe is that of fear or anxiety, stress, you see. And so you might think a positive thought, but while you're thinking that positive thought, oh, please, universe, send me some money. While you're thinking that positive thought, if you're feeling, oh my God, how am I going to pay that bill? You see, that's really what the universe is hearing. It's hearing your vibration, and it's matching that vibration from your physical body with experiences that match it. So if you're in anxiety and fear, you're going to have various experiences that continue to push you towards anxiety and fear. so so we want to release all of that around money. And it doesn't seem to matter which side of the coin people are on. They either have not enough money or they have plenty of money. And in either case, people are in fear about money. So it doesn't seem to matter which side of the coin they're on. People who have money are in fear of it going away or they're losing it, something like that. People who don't have enough money are in fear of not being able to pay their bills and so forth. So it's really, really important to release these negative feelings out of your body. It makes it so much easier for the money to come to you. It's amazing. It only takes 45 minutes to do that particular process with Peg, and there's a link that's included with the book so that you can go online and actually follow through and do that actual emotional freedom and healing release for prosperity. We actually charge $25 for that release on the Polaris website, but it comes free with the book. So the book has a very high value, shall we say, very high value.
You heard that right, folks. You put some weed on that book, y'all. It's got high value. I'm telling you. That's right.
Oh my God.
Metaphorically, of course.
Of course. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's actually so interesting though how that really comes about and how feng shui is actually something really good, and the fact that clearing is so good, especially in areas, because I've noticed in my own life, like it's so much better being in a room that's been cleared of just clutter, like everything's
Yep.
organized. And of course, human nature kicks in, schedule kicks back up, and then you have to go through the cluttered and declutter process all over again.
It's particularly hard on Virgos. I know this
Yep.
from experience, you see.
Yep.
And it took me a long time to discover that when I walked into a room and if it was all cluttered or kind of messy or chaotic, unorganized, I felt like I had like 100 gnats at me all, yeah, right? That's kind of how it feels, like you're being attacked somehow. And it's actually draining. I think for Virgos, it's draining, energetically draining to be in a space like that. Now, I actually think it is draining for other signs too, but particularly for Virgos and anyone that's sensitive energetically. Because whenever there's clutter, you see, it's like there are blockages around you. And when things are unorganized or chaotic, it's like your energy is under attack. And it's not helpful. It's not helpful to you getting money. So one of the important things is to think about your wealth corner, which Peg has well defined as the far back left corner in a room. If you're standing at the doorway looking into a room or a house, a building, the far left back corner is the wealth corner. So you would not want to have clutter in that corner. You'd like something green and growing, or maybe, something that reminds you of prosperity. You would like it to be clean, organized, feel welcoming, uh, you know, a good feeling. Now, ideally, your whole house would feel that way, but I know how hard that is for people to maintain a clutter-free situation because things are dynamic. Things are always moving and changing all the time. So So it takes a certain discipline. For me, I find that I like to just spend a certain amount of time at the end of the day decluttering, whether it's the kitchen, the dining room, the office, just so that the next day when I wake up, I feel like I'm still not cleaning up yesterday. I don't want to clean up yesterday. I want to start fresh, you see. And so everybody has a different kind of threshold of how much clutter and chaos they can take. But your body would prefer to not have so much of it. And it's your body that is sending out the message to the universe. So when you are decluttering, you are telling the universe, send me some more money, send me some more prosperity. And I just want to mention one other thing about the word prosperity. That is much more than just money. Money is a start. You have to have money. It's the energy behind everything. But on the other hand, prosperity includes fulfilling work, relationships that are supportive and joyful, friendships, and a home that you like living in, no matter what it is, whether it's a condo, a home, an apartment, a room. It doesn't really matter as long as it's something you really enjoy living in, that you feel supported by. So all these different things that are part of your life are part of your prosperity. And if you're not doing work that you really love and enjoy and feel like you're fulfilled by doing it, you're pushing your money away energetically. You're much better off to do work that you love, because you'll bring more money to you quickly and easily. And that actually is what happened to me when I changed over to being an astrologer. I made more money. I made twice as much money as I did working in the corporate world. So, it's just a matter of where you want to spend your time, what values you want to express.
Oh yeah, that's powerful right there indeed. And thanks so much for the prosperity reminder for those who are listening and they may be novices out to hear prosperity. It's like, oh yeah, that means money tree is literally like a random tree made out of money. Like, yeah, like no, it's also the friendships too and your health as well, because well, truth be
Yes,
told, health is wealth. Like
that's
without
right.
health.
Your health. Yes, that's the foundation of your prosperity, is your health. And in the book, we have 6 chapters for you to take an energy inventory for prosperity. And it starts with sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're going to push away money and opportunities for money. If you're not feeding yourself well, food that energizes you and makes you feel good, you're going to push money away. So you want to get some exercise, move your energy, which helps to bring more energy to you in the form of money. You want your conversations to be positive and inspiring and helpful and supportive. And as long as they're along those lines, you're increasing your prosperity. But when you have these downward spiral conversations, you're basically pushing money away from you at that point. Or if you have no spiritual practices to help you get centered and stay centered and balanced, that can push money away from you too. There are a number of spiritual principles involved in prosperity. So there, and emotions, if you're in a situation where you're emotionally frazzled, that's not going to work either. So you've got to realize that how you take care of yourself is going to make a big difference in how well and easily money comes to you. There are a lot of different pieces to it, but definitely how you take care of yourself is part of it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Definitely could say that again indeed, because it's so darn true. So darn true indeed. That's right. Get that sleep, y'all. That's right. When the folks out there telling you to grind 25/8, don't do it. Get those 8 hours of sleep. Get those 7 hours of sleep. Whatever amount of sleep you work best at, get to sleep. Feed yourself that good stuff indeed, because this vessel would love to feel at its best indeed. So that way you can not only absorb more money, but help other people as a result too.
That's
Like what
right.
Madeline's doing.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, so there's always kind of a tendency to do one more thing, be a little more productive. Virgos have that tendency, and right. But that can actually impinge on your sleep, and if it does, then it's not really helping you. It's just pushing money away by making you sleep deprived. So it's not worth it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Name of the game: pull money towards you. Don't push it away, y'all. I'm telling you. That's right. Or you want money to push itself onto you. Like, come here, you. It's like, yeah, come here, human. That's right. I'm here in your bank account now. It's like, yay, hooray. It's like I'm a chick magnet, except I'm a bill magnet, a dollar bill magnet.
That's right. In fact, one of the things we tell people is to work on setting aside 10% of your income. And especially, if you get unexpected money, a gift or a bonus or something of that nature, put 10% of it aside in your wealth fund. Now, the wealth fund is not an emergency fund because then you'll just have an emergency so you can use it, right? No, the wealth fund is to grow your wealth. And every time you put any amount in it, you're supposed to say, I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. So you say it 3 times and put your money in that wealth fund. What you could put it in the bank, you could put it in a jar, it doesn't really matter. But what you want to do is have a certain amount of energy that's growing all the time. And that's an important piece so that you always have some money that is getting bigger, and you might invest it in different things and put that money back into it. So there are a lot of different ways to do that, but it's important to have some way to grow your wealth, even a little bit every week.
Yeah, that's right. The mighty, marvelous Madeline's been preaching, y'all. I'm telling you. That's right. She's been hooking you up. She's like an arms dealer, y'all. You're walking out like a sword hunter, y'all, getting all these wonderful tools help you build that bird house of prosperity, y'all. That house of prosperity. Heck,
There
maybe
you
even
go.
that boat of prosperity.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, since this is far from your first rodeo, is there a question that you wish you'd be asked more often?
Well, actually, we get asked a fair number of questions that are kind of all about it. But one of the things that's kind of interesting is, how do our stories impact our money? So, and the words that we choose, you see. So, a lot of times we're choosing words that are negative, or we're making judgments, or we're sarcastic, or we're cynical. Particularly, I've noticed social media has gotten pretty dreadful. That's about the only word I can come up with in terms of people, you know, being disrespectful to other people. And it's important to realize that when you're disrespectful to other people, when you're calling them names and other nasty things, you're actually pushing your money away. And you're pushing away in a big way. And so when you see a whole country going down a path like that, that's challenging for the entire country, not just that person, for the entire country, because the entire country is pushing away prosperity when it's in that mode. So it's important for people to think about the energy, the vibration that they are putting out with their words. And one of the things that happens with this is, when you're sarcastic, and like a cutting remark, right? When you're making a sarcastic remark to somebody, you're expressing anger with a cutting remark. And what happens with that is it cuts your prosperity. It cuts your money. So I used to know people that were constantly doing sarcastic remarks. That was their entire MO, you know. But they always had trouble gaining more money. And finally, I said to a few of them, I said, hey, I understand why you say those things, but it's not helping you, because you're losing money and prosperity because of it. And some people even lost their jobs.
Mm.
So, it's not helpful to anybody to be putting out negative energy. And I understand how people can get so angry. I do understand that. But there's got to be a different way for them to express it so that they're not cutting other people down. They're not attacking other people all the time. That is not helpful for themselves or the country.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nothing can say that again. Sounds like a good one-liner in there. That's right. Don't cut off your prosperity. Avoid sarcasm.
That's right. That's it. Yeah.
That's right. Sarcasm is the scissors that'll cut off your prosperity, y'all. Avoid it. Avoid it like the plague.
That's right.
That's right. In this case, that's left, right?
That's correct.
Funny enough, I'm actually sitting behind my freaking left corner of my actual studio right now, which is hilarious. So it's like, all right, I guess I need to stick something behind me that's green to add
Well,
some.
you've got some green in your picture. That's
Oh
always
yeah.
good. Yeah. 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 Your space is always representing your inner energy. So when it's disorganized and cluttered, you see what's really going on is it's representing your own energy being chaotic, which is not a comfortable feeling. And so, right, then you don't feel like you're in control, right? You feel like things are out of control. So yeah, it's good to have a space that is clear and clutter free, at least organized, and should only have things in it that you really like, that you really love, or that you use on a regular basis. You know, go through your closets on a regular basis and just take out the stuff that you never wear. You wore it 3 years ago, it's still there. It's better to release that stuff back. And as you release stuff back to other people, see, some of your energy is in every item that you own. Every item, some of your energy is contained in it. When you maybe refresh that item, take it to Goodwill or some other place, or sell it at a yard sale, whatever, you are then getting some of your energy back from it. And even if you donate it, that will come back to you in forms of money and prosperity that you may not recognize, but it does. It always comes back to you. When you clear space out of your house, out of your filing cabinets, so that you can have more clients, when you have things that are open, you see, then you're open to having more abundance come to you. When things are cluttered and crowded and all of that, the universe says, oh, that person doesn't need any more. They've got plenty of stuff. Right? Right. And so and to a certain degree, what happens when you have too much stuff is that you are in the same boat. You are feeling like, don't send me more stuff. I don't need more stuff, right? And to the universe, that's just, oh, doesn't need any more money. Okay.
Yeah.
You see, so it's very, subtle, some of the messages that we're sending to the universe without realizing it. And so the book, Money is an Energy Game, at the very beginning in the first chapter, actually has a sacred prosperity commitment. We really encourage everyone to print that out, sign it, read it out loud, sign it, date it, read it out loud for a month, every day for a month. So it gets into your cells and gets into your entire paradigm. Hey, we're on a new paradigm here. That old paradigm is what we're leaving behind. And then do the emotional freedom and healing release for prosperity that Peg provides free with the book. And those two things right there will set you on a course. And then the other tools that we bring in will just further everything along, help you along the path so that you are every day becoming more and more prosperous and easily bringing in the money that you want for whatever you're creating.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. The magical commitment indeed, y'all. That's right. That's right indeed. That's right. Better pick up this book, share it with your friends and your cats, share with the penguin that you know. Share it with the penguin riding the camel, y'all, because that camel hump's got some green in it for you. That's right. That's right indeed. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we're coming down to the magical question that every guest gets to receive, and that is if you're to wake up tomorrow and you're 25 again, but this time in the current year of 2021, with all of your knowledge about astrology, money, and everything else that Madeline knows, what advice would you give to yourself?
What advice would I give to myself? Have a lot of fun. Because when you're in fun energy or in joyful energy, when you're creating things that bring you joy, money will just run to you because it loves the energy of joy. It loves the energy of love too. When you're in love or you're falling in love with somebody, a lot of people get a lot of prosperity during that time. It's very common for people to end up with more money when they fall in love. So yeah, it's not about stress. You can accomplish a lot without being in constant stress. We tend to forget that because we've been trained, shall we say, programmed maybe, to be in stress, and we don't even realize that we're programmed that way. It's not something that we think about. It's more like a fish in water. A fish doesn't think about being in water, it just is in water, you see. So it's a good idea to really find some way every day to be joyful, to be happy about anything. It doesn't even matter what it is, because that energy will bring you money. And the more time you can spend in joy every day, the easier it'll be. And the more money and prosperity and just a great life that you want to have, it will be yours. So it's not necessarily that everybody wants to be a millionaire. A lot of people don't really care about being a millionaire. They just want to be financially secure, raise kids, or produce a particular body of work for their career, and enjoy the great things that are available here on Earth. Now, maybe next lifetime they'll go some other planet. I don't know, but while you're here on Earth, there are a lot of great possibilities, and there's a lot of things to enjoy. So it's not about struggle. Everybody thinks that you have to struggle to get money or to work hard to get money. Your beliefs about money will define whether or not you'll get the money. Because if you believe it's hard to get money, believe me, it's going to be hard to get money. So you want to have beliefs that are supportive, that the universe wants to provide for you. The universe has your back, that the universe wants you to be prosperous. And it does. And it, if you were always attached to your, what I would call higher self, or your point of well-being, you would know that you always were prosperous, that you were always healthy, that you were always in perfect health, just by being attached to your higher self, because that energy is so loving and perfect, and so high, such a high energy, that you would always have prosperity and health and well-being. So a lot of what we want to create is dependent upon money. So it's important to understand that money is actually, at its core, it's made of energy. Everything is made of energy, and everything is basically an energy game. So when we say money is an energy game, we're not kidding. We're not kidding. It really is. It's an energy game. And the whole point of our book is to help people understand all the ways that they can attract money to them more easily, and the things that we do unconsciously that push money away, so you can change your patterns, make different choices, make easier choices to be happy and more fulfilled in your life.
Ah, yeah, rock solid indeed. That's right. Avoid that struggle paradigm, y'all. Avoid it. That's right. Shift it. That's right. Shift into joy, that happiness. That's right. Feel light as a kite, maybe a feather, or even a pillow, or maybe even a
There
marshmallow. That's
you
right.
go.
That's right. That's right indeed. That reminds me of some of the folks who have the millions. Like even Richard Branson himself, how he focuses a lot on just having fun with his parties and all the other good stuff because, hey, money likes to go to those that are having fun. Heck, it goes to humans. If humans like to be around other humans that are having fun, money's the same way. It's neutral, but hey, it likes being around people that have joy. So seek
Yeah.
more joy out of life.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah. You want to definitely have more joy than struggle. And to a certain extent, everybody is doing a certain percentage of the different things correctly, and everybody's doing a certain percentage of things incorrectly. The things that they could improve on. So at the end of the book, we give people an easy way to incorporate the tools and techniques in the book by playing the game. And we give people some ideas and guidelines on how to set up a point system and choose what you want to work on, what you want to improve, because there's a lot of different ways. Everybody has the things they're good at, everybody has the things that they're not as good at. And so you want to pick the things that maybe you're not as good at. Maybe you don't get enough sleep, so maybe you want to focus on getting more sleep. And you set up a point system for that, and if you meet your goal, then you get your reward, whatever reward you set up for yourself. So and you can play this game with family members, you can play it with friends, you can play it with people at work. Departments at work can play each other. There are a lot of different ways to utilize it. And in business, of course, businesses are made up of people. So whatever, you know, whatever vibration the people are putting out, that's really what's happening to the business as well. So it's a great tool for businesses to play the money as an energy game. It really is helpful to them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because at the end of the day, we all like games, whether you want to admit it or not, no matter how old we are.
That's right. That's part of the fun, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Keeping the fun on all the buns. That's right. That's
Yep.
right. That's right. All the buns of honey, all the buns of cinnamon, all the buns. That's right. Maybe.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man. So for those who want to snag a copy or 77 of this fabulous book and keep up with all that you're doing as well as Peg as well, what's the best way for folks to do so?
Go to moneyisanenergygame.com. That's moneyisanenergygame.com. And to connect with Peg or I specifically, the author page has our own uh, personal websites on it there. But for the book, you can buy the book, uh, printed book at that location, or it'll take you to the Kindle book on Amazon, either one. And you can sign up for a free first chapter just by signing up for the newsletter. And we'll give you a PDF of the first chapter so you can get a sense of how the book goes and all the different kinds of things that are in it.
Woohoo! Well, there you have it, folks. Head off to the magical site, moneyisanenergygame.com. Buy a copy of the book. God, buy two. Share with your friends, your family. Share with a penguin. Share with somebody who needs this magical book so that way they can gamify their life and make sure that they get some more of that prosperity in it. Indeed, because it'll be for the better and not butter. And we'll definitely enjoyed Madeline being on the show. Indeed, I'm sure Peg will probably find a way to hear eventually too. She probably heard of my bad dad jokes. That's probably why another reason why she really avoided me. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. So, any parting words before we close up shop, Miss Madeline?
I would just say that everyone can be prosperous. The only thing that keeps anyone from being prosperous is your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own actions. We all have a tendency to limit ourselves in some way or another via beliefs and so forth. So choose beliefs that support the things you want to create. Choose friends and people in your life that support your ideas and just go for it. You might have to take that leap of faith like I did. And it's actually very empowering to do that, because then you'll really know that the universe is right there ready to put that bridge under you as soon as you take that step out into the abyss.
Thanks a bunch for listening to this podcast episode. Hope you really enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to this show if you haven't already, because more greatness is coming your way. And if you're so inclined, be sure to share with at least 3 other people in your network so that way more folks can catch the fire that is on the Going North podcast. Keep winning at life and advance others to advance yourself.